It's me, Manny, and welcome to Manny Fest. Today we're gonna work on our Z deck. This is the deck that most likely I'm gonna start piloting in set two. I'm still gonna be working on Dolphy to make him as high as he can be, but this is my second project that I'm working on. I feel it's a very strong constructed deck, and I love control. Control will always be my favorite type of play style when it comes to card games. Super like and then some people might say like Whitebeard is also considered control. I think because it's like you don't have to kill your opponent outright, but you have an aggressive push. I like popping things or removing or popping the board, dealing with the board. So I really enjoy this list. We're gonna go over it, and then we'll hop into a couple games and we'll see how it goes. This is my first take on it, and I'll walk you through my choices. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is Z, and we'll go more into combos with Z when we get to the 10-drop Kuzan. That because the Z doesn't really take any real presence in the game until Kuzan is dropped. Now, start at the beginning. You -4 Dawn, pop any character with a cost of 3 or less when attacking, and he gains 1,000 for doing so. It's just being able to clear things on the board while you attack, but you -4 Dawn. Now the concept is you need to now to understand the rest of the deck. You need to understand how I envision the deck. I want to drop this, so I want to opt to go first, and I need to at least use one of these Dawn Rampers once during the game before I drop this, so that I could be on 10. So instead of on my turn 9 Dawn, it's my turn 10 Dawn, but I hit it first, so I could drop this as soon as possible. So then when my opponent hits 10, this is already established. So also for that, we play 2 of the Sasaki. 4 of Sasaki and then 4 of the Jack. So that way, well, at least I just have to see one of these and use them once, and then they fulfill their conditions of what they need to do. He's a 2K, he's a 1K, but this one's a more consistent one versus this one, because this one's a bit slower, because you have to wait for him to attack to generate the Dawn. Now, I played the 2 Queen, just kind of like a more of a consistency piece for the rest of the deck. And that's my reasoning for that. It's literally that simple. I just had some slots left, and some people play Kings. I play Queen because I don't want to minus Dawn unless it's for Z. So, like, if I'm going to minus Dawn, I need it so I can get to this faster, not to pop cards. Because Black is already doing that for me with other cards. So, like, I have Kobe to do that. I don't need to pay more just to pop things. And my bodies are already pretty big. So we do the 2 Queen for consistency. Then we do 4 of the Kuzan, on play, draw, when attacking, minus cost by 4. Card's great. Love this card. The next one is Kobe. On play, discard a card, pop 1 character with 3 or less. It's another just great card. That's why we don't really need like the Kings to fill in this spot, because then, like, for example, like this generates us a card, and then we're gonna minus cards from like Kobe and this, so that's why I would prefer to just have additional cards. And then right after the Kobe that pops things, we have the Zakazuki. He's just a 6-drop 7K that, kind of like Kobe, you discard a card, but he kills a 5 or less. So he's just like the bigger body for when we're going into the mid game. If I don't see a Kuzan, or if I don't see a Kuzan, or I don't see Amanda Barcelino, we'll go ahead and drop him to establish a bigger body and deal with the board. Then we play 4 copies of Sengoku. He's mostly here as a 2K counter. That's what he's mostly here for. This is a very much kind of like protect the castle until turn 10. And then when attacking, give him a Dawn. When attacking, minus opponent's character by 2. I really don't do that too often in the grand scheme of things. He's mostly just a 2K counter. Then we have the Tersuru. She's a 1 cost, minus something by 2 on play. And she's also another 2K counter. Every now and then you do end up using this in certain situations where like you're trying to make certain thresholds happen without having to do a huge investment. Like let's say we're in the late game, I don't have a Kuzan, and they played something that's like 5 or less, like a law blocker. I could play this, swing with this, because I minus the law blocker by 2. This can now kill it if I need to go for game. So this comes up a little bit more. But it's almost the same boat as the Sengoku. It's just a 2K counter, but this does see some play here and there. Then I think one of the best blockers in the game, Barcelino. He gains 1,000 during your opponent's turn, so he's a 6K blocker and he can't be KO'd by card effect. Yeah, dude's great. And he has 1,000 counter. He's just very versatile. It's a very versatile defensive card. I love this card. Now, Monkey D. Garb, his ability is give him 2 Dawn when attacking, kill a 0 or less. Once Kuzan is established, if this man is also established, he starts just getting rid of the board for free. He's not discarding cards to do it, it's for free. I will say, and he's also a 2K counter, so if you're not able to establish him, he's still a 2K counter. Your point with him is not always to just establish him, because like if you have better plays, do the better plays. But if you have an opportunity to establish him, do so. Also, dropping him like as your turn 1 play or your turn 2 play is not the smartest move, because you're not going to be able to properly use him for a while, and that's a card that's wasting your hand. Keep him, wait till your Kuzan's established, and then you could try to establish him, because your opponent's going to be too busy trying to deal with the Kuzan to then deal with Garp. So that's just my thoughts on that. Then the big daddy boy, Kuzan. On your turn, everything -5. Continuous effect. Everything -5 cost. Then on play, kill something that's a 0. This is where the complexity of this deck comes into play. So it is, you play him, so pretty much anything that costs 5 or less, he kills. Now, with that said, everything is still -5. Because Z kills 3 or less, that means anything that costs 8, he can kill. So like the 8 cost kid, he kills. All the kings, he kills. He kills like the mirror match for the Zakzukis. He kills 7 blocker kid. He kills Doflamingos. He kills like the bigger, higher targets by putting them in these range. And then you do the Z combo because you pay 10 for this to pop things, but he doesn't require you to pay Dawn. He just eats it. So essentially, you're killing 2 things off for it for doing his effect, and then because he's swinging for 6, you're either going for life or you're killing a 3rd target. So on your turn 10 turn, you're killing 2 to 3 things, and then possibly doing a damage. Well, and then from there, you just control the board, because then next turn, the odds are they don't have a way to deal with this outright, and then if they do have a way to deal with this outright, then they wasted a bunch of their hand. But getting over a 10K that's still active, not tapped, it's hard. And then we have a bunch of 2Ks, as you see. So it's like defending this is not hard. You just have to position yourself in a game state where it's that the opponent really can't kill you when you play this, because you killed the board. Because you killed the board when you did this, so they really can't kill you. But you still have the guard in your hand to protect this. And that's the bare minimum. That's assuming that we have nothing on our board but this and this. Now, if you have like a Kuzan on board, and you swung with him to lower something by 4 prematurely, this now kills bigger things. And it's things like that, where it's like, the bare minimum, this combo kills 3 things. If you have more on the board before you even drop this, you won. You won the game. Oh man. And then we're back to this two Tashigi. She's mostly here because she's a 2K counter, but on main, so on the turn that you play her, you could pick something rested by 2 and lower its cost by 2. It's an infinite lower by 2 if you really want to, but it's a 2K counter. Then we have the only event we're playing. It's Impact Wave. This, funny enough, the only things that come in the structure deck that we need for this list, or these 2 cards. Everything else comes in the set. But for these, and then for the impact wave, it's a 2-cost event, 4K counter, kill a 3 or less active, trigger, kill a 4 or less character, you know? So from there, like, this is just a good defensive tool that if they're hitting your life and it triggers, you kill something, and then you use it to kill blockers, so you can still put pressure on the board. You're not wasting your pops on blockers. So it's just things to consider when you play with this. I'm still thinking of other events that we could play, but for now, this event seems very strong. I don't have any reason to change it right now. The only thing I may want to test later is due to Thunder Bagua, so that way I can get some form of regeneration back while defending with my Dawn. But that's something we'll test out, because this is a better control piece. The other one just helps with my Dawn management. So we'll see how things go. So with all that said, this is my take on Z right now, and let's go ahead and get into these games. Alrighty, cool. Alright, cool. So we're gonna go against what is in theory, as of right now, for the West, best deck. So we're gonna see how this goes. So we don't have any. I don't have Kuzan. I don't have a purple piece. And I'm going first, so yeah, let's mulligan. Alright, I have the purple piece and I have my Kuzan piece, so we're set. And we actually have the best one here with Jax, because with the other purple ramp that we have, he is slower and he has a chance to get rid of him with the Vespa. So we're gonna go ahead, drop this. So the thing about this deck, they really don't have a lot of 3 cost that I want to deal with, and by the time I get Kuzan online, I really don't need this Kobe anymore. And I already have the second Kobe, so we're going to go ahead and discard the Kobe, the ramp. Use action, discard the ramp. Alright, and then, you know, give this a Dawn swing, you know, no action. So that's another thing why I like this deck, is that if I happen to get the Jax, I can still establish a 3-cost body and swing at leader, which he does take. Yes, he does take it. Because the thing is, one, it lets me swing an established body, because then what's going to happen a lot in this format, which people are going to realize, is that when Whitebeard's on the board, it's up to you to decide how you take this damage, because like, he's 6, you're 5, you always have to invest something to just even attempt to hit him, and then that's 1 less Dawn you have for your plays. So he's swinging for 6. We're not going to block. We're going to counter, because later we're going to have a really hard time countering. So you want to counter now, so you don't have to worry about countering as much later. Alright, he drops the Chopper. Chopper-san. Alright, cool. So we're here. We're going to start growing our hand. Perfect. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing kind of before. We're just going to... So the cool thing is about Whitebeard is that he's just as much late game as we are. So we kind of have the opportunity to like go against him. He's probably gonna drop a 2K. That's what I would do. I wouldn't waste his blocker on this. Yeah. And then we leave it at that. And then like our bodies kind of just become these things that help deal with his board when he attacks us. All right. So the next turn we're going to be on 8. And we can do one of 2 things. If he establishes a big body, we can go ahead and pop it with Awazakazuki. We can attempt to pop it, because we can get rid of this Jack. We really don't need it. We'll go ahead and take this damage because we need cards. Cool, we got the 2K. We got a 2K. So that's what we establish next. Because this Moby Dick is about to be okay. So this is here. This is what I'm going to do. What we're going to do is, because he's going to take this life, and he's going to lose it one way or the other. I don't have to go for his face. I can make him lose cards or make him lose the Marco. So this is what we're going to do. First, we're going to go Zakazuki, use action, discard the Jack to pop this. Now he has to bring it back. And it comes back tapped. And that's where we're going to take advantage of this whole situation. We're not going to go for the 6K that he can guard easier. We're going to go and we're going to make him use these cards. So he discarded 1 card. We're going to go for this again. He either has to discard a card anyways that this would have gone to protect it, or he dies, discards it to bring it back, or he uses the chopper. This is how we deal with the Marco. Is that you force him to use it. You force him to use this card. Okay, he still has to discard a card at the end of the day. Sure, we'll target this. I really don't care. It really doesn't matter. We're gonna make him use these cards to protect this Marco. And I think that's one way to kind of help with your Whitebeard matchup is this. Because next turn we get to drop Kuzan. And we get to do a lot of cool things. So we're going to invest one here. Alright, so he used a guard point. That's really important, because that means that's one less guard point he has for this. And he didn't want to discard another card. Neither here or there. So that means this hand is kind of cracked if he used a guard point. So these are bodies he wants to play, and there's an Edward New, and there's a 9-cost Newgate in there. But he's going to go to... Wait, I'm trying. He goes to 8. He's not dropping Edward, so we're going to be ahead on that front. Because he's going to lose his life anyways. That's why I didn't want to go for it. He was going to lose it anyways. It didn't change here. So why work hard to do the hit here when I could just make him use more cards here? Because going here, he used 1, 2, 3. He used 3 cards to protect this Marco. All right, he's gonna go 8K here. It is what it is. There's not really much we could do about that. It's fine. Because like I said, we have the Kuzan. We have this Kuzan. This Kuzan is going to take us where we need to go. Alright, he's going to minus the 4 here. Wait, so he's probably going to drop Vespa, pop this. Ooh, very shocking. Okay. Alright, so now is when we do our first combo play. So first we're going to drop Kuzan, kill the blocker. Now we're going to see when he's going to discard. This is kind of where I think where you find your good Whitebeard players and your bad Whitebeard players. It's how often do they want to bring this back, and what are they willing to discard to bring this back. Also, you can also catch them if they're at like 3 life and then they messed up. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of 2 cards. So what we're going to do is we're going to go 6 here, use the action, 1, 2, 3, kill the Marco, go for face. Now he has to discard a card for Marco and discard a card for life to save it. Does he have it? Yes, but that's still 2 cards he has to go through. So he discarded a Marco for Marco. Now he still has to discard to protect. And there you go. So now he's at 4 cards. He has this blocker, which I can pop. And we enter it. And then we still have our additional attacker. And we have 9K, no, 7K in hand. And I even have this. I even have the Kobe to deal with this. So we're very well established right now. We actually probably take this game. So he's going to go, and that's another thing. Like, he has 4 attacks, and he could, in theory, kill me. But as long as I block 1, because what? Because the magic number you got to watch out for is for the 7. Because the 7 is the ace. So we're going to block this. I mean, we're going to let it go. This is the attack most likely we're going to block. Because he has to invest too much. He has to invest a lot into this. So he's going 9. So he's not going. So no matter what he does, he's not going for. He's not going for ace. So we don't have to worry about that rush. Now, if we block this, let me see. We block this and we take both of these, we still live, and then we kill him. So what we're going to do then is, let me see. Yeah, we're just gonna guard it to be safe. So no block. That, and this, and we pass. Now, no matter what he does, he can't kill us. Because the only rush card he has is Ace. Is Ace for him to come in on us. That's fine, I'll take that. That's more than happy. And then he drops his chopper. The game is ours. He does not, I believe he does not have enough guard to stop what I'm about to do. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go, because we're at 8. We're gonna go Kobe. Use the effect. Kill that to kill this. Kill this, right? Yes. Kill that. Now we're gonna go. That's fine. You can bring that back. I don't want to do that yet. I kind of want to see where this goes. So now I'm gonna go. Actually, no. Let's do that. Now we're gonna go 5. We're gonna go 6 into life. See what he does. He has to do something. So he guard points. Okay. Now we're gonna go use the action. 6 here. Kill the chopper. He has to discard a card. Whether it's guard point, there it is. Now, game. And that's how you do it. That's how you beat Whitebeard with Z. It's a struggle, but we did it. Oh man. Let's see if we get another match with him, so we could get this going. But that's how you do. Okay, he didn't want to join. But that's more or less how we get it done. It's you have to abuse the Marco and see how much are they willing to keep the Marco alive, and that's kind of where we play in this game. All right, we're going against the because this right here is essentially the 2 black decks that people would play, which is the Smoker and the Z. I think Z's better. But we'll get there when we get there. Okay. So we have our ramp. He's making us go second. So we don't need the ramp. And because I don't need the ramp, I just need the Kuzan. So we're going to mulligan to try to hit Kuzan. We didn't get it, but we have time. Alright. We don't have the Garp to establish either, but we're going to end our turn. Now we can punish him if he plays something first. If he plays something first before he swings with the Smoker, we can take full advantage of the situation by doing an impact wave guard kill and stay on tempo of the board. So he's just gonna go 6. I need cards, so I'll let it slide. Alright. Alrighty, so now we're at 4. I don't need these 2. We'll do that. Because next turn we could drop Zakazuki and then kind of control the board from there. I have a bunch of guard in hand, so we don't necessarily need to play cards like this. Like, see, like when you're going second, you don't need a ramp because there's no amount of ramp that you can do in time that saves this situation. But if he does swing with this first, I am able to kill this Garp that he invested in. I think that's what he's deciding what he wants to do. Is does he want to swing with the Garp at all or not? Let's see. At 5 Dawn, what's the best he could do? He could drop a Kuzan, draw, or he goes here to swing. I'm going to block this one because it's easier to block than whatever he does here. Now this is vulnerable for me to kill. That's A-okay. Now there's Zakazuki. One day we will get a Kuzan. Alright, so we're going to do this nice and simple. We're just going to go pop, pop, go here. Now obviously we're not going to use the action. We're gonna see what he counters with. Okay, so that guy counters. So now we're gonna establish, use. We'll get rid of one of these. We don't need both. Pop this. Go. Because we still have all the counter in the world to block his next attack. We have now cleared his board. We now have control of the board. What he can do is swing minus that by 1. And then he's at, you have to play his own Zakazuki to pop mine. Which is fine. We will, let's see, we're going to go to 8 next turn. We don't really have a way to pop his Zakazuki. So what we're going to do is let's actually, let's take it. Okay, it's okay. The next turn, if we don't, okay, so we didn't get Zakazuki, and we're gonna get. So now we're gonna drop this, use the action, eat 1, draw 2, discard 1. So we drew the Kuzan now. Now we just have to get to a point where we're not going to die. So we are going to discard. Yeah, I think we discard the Zakazuki because he has no counter. We want to keep as much counter in our hand. Make this 6, swing for life. Use card action. No. Okay. So the next turn we get the pop off. Actually, no, we do not get the pop off because we're going to go to 9 next turn. Because we had to do this to get to this. We were just a little bit patient, you know? But that's hindsight, you know? There's no way I knew that was the next card. Alright, he drops the Kuzan to draw the card. Let's see. Let's see. I'm just curious what he does with this Dawn. So he's gonna minus this 1. Because why not? You know, just to his benefit of everything. And we're gonna stop it with a 2K. We also have this. Well, once we drop this, we no longer need this. So that's his only other attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and then use a 2K to protect it. Instead of having to drop 3K here, we go here because that's his last attack. Black doesn't have rush. There's no reason to not do that. So he drops this. We're good now. We're at 2. So this turn we have to. What do we have to do this turn? We have to establish. We have to attempt to kill this. Attempt to kill this while also playing cards. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go. Let's see. I'm at 9. I also, in theory, could play this because then it'll bring me to 8. Next turn, B10. I kind of want to be more defensive. Because I don't have too many options. So yeah, I think that's the play. What we're going to do is we're going to go pay 5 for this, use the action, draw 2, discard 1. We will discard the Kobe's going to be good later. So I think the play is we either get rid of this 2K. We either get no. God, this is rough. Let's get rid of. Hold on. Thinking. Let's see. What do we do? What we do is we try. All right, so We're gonna discard because this is gonna be good for after we drop Kuzan, but we have to get to that Kuzan play. You know what? I think this isn't as important as my 2Ks. So yeah, so we're gonna drop this. I'm not the biggest fan of it because now we're going to establish. Let's go 5 here to progress. Now this is the thing. He's probably going to think that I'm doing this to bait this out, which is partially true. And he might let it go because he's scared that I might just go swing here and try to kill it. So we'll see. Because I can't KO this. So he's under the impression that I'm doing this, which I'm not even doing that. But I'll let him decide how he wants to treat this card. Which is what he's doing. He's contemplating whether he wants to make this vulnerable. Now, see me, I would just take the card. Oh well, you know. And then guard this with a 1K if need be. See, so we got the free damage because we put him in a situation where this was threatened. Okay. So now we're gonna establish the guard because if we can establish the guard, then establish the Kuzan, we can start cleaning up this board very fast. So we're gonna establish the guard. And we're gonna end our turn because we have this. We have this to deal with anything that he plays, and we have 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. We have 10 more K guard in hand with our 2 blockers. We are sitting kind of pretty. The biggest play he could do right now is drop Kuzan, pop one of the queens. But then he has 3 attacks, which I could then stop. Because there are only going to be 5Ks and then the 7K. So that's just something for us to see how we treat. I think his most explosive play he can do is he can go swing with Kuzan. Swing with Kuzan. -1 the queens by 4. I block the attack. He plays Kobe, pops the queen that's lowered. Or he just goes for face. Okay. So he made it 7. Because he always just play Kobe to kill the Garp. But that's fine. That means he spent 3 Dawn for something I invested 2 Dawn in, and he did 3 Dawn in a card. So this is getting blocked with the Impact Wave. Man, I wonder what he's thinking about right now for this part. Because, like, did he just not pick a target? There we go. Okay. He's attacking Z. Oh, he has to use the effect. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are just going to, unfortunately, so the reason he didn't do 7 is because I would have blocked it with this, did 2K counter, protected it, and then this would have already been threatened by any Kobe's or anything he would have done. So it would have just made that Kobe play irrelevant. So what I'm honestly thinking about is because he lowered this by 4. I think he has the Kobe. And because he has the Kobe, I'm just going to block here. Let it go. Because if he has a Kobe and drops it, then I wasted cards and lost that anyways. So I'll just let him, I'll just let it go. Because that means the Kobe in his hand is only meant for Garp. And I don't necessarily need Garp. Garp is just a piece because I can't even use Garp next turn. I have to wait till the turn after to have Garp. But I would rather him already be established instead of me have to play him that turn after. So if this goes for 8, we Impact Wave. He's under the impression that I don't have 4K guard, or that I don't want to use all that. Alright, so he has 6 up here. That's fine. That's a Zakazuki. If he wants to play Zakazuki to kill this, that's A-okay. I am fine with that whole train of plans. So we're just going to go no counter, impact wave, choose no targets, resolve. Now we see where he wants to go. Because we can kill this and this next turn. He's not going to swing with this. Because if he swings with this, he's willing to let it die. Let's see. He makes this 6 to do what? And I just block it with this. Okay. Alright, so he drops the smoker. I can't KO this by card effect. But that's fine. We can live. We can live. So what we're going to do is now establish. So we're now at 10. Dropping this. Killing this. Now we're going to go 6 to face. Use the effect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kill that. Because he only has 2 attacks next turn. I still have a blocker. And I still have 8k, 9k guard. I have 9k guard if I really want to. I don't want to drop the Barcelona, but he's there. So we should be fine. This has double attack, but when you're at 1 life, it doesn't matter. Because even if it hits, it only takes 1 life. You don't lose with double attack. Alright. So he decided to take the damage. Then we end our turn. This is a fairly close game. I'm actually I don't want to say worried, because obviously it's just a simulator, it's not gonna be an event or something. But it is something to see where these effects, these cards that can't be KO'd by card effects come into play. Where like you kind of like sit on them and wait. Okay, so he's gonna Kobe me now. So we did the right read before. Because he was going to drop the Kobe instead of the smoker. But we made the right read. Okay. Now, he can do this. That's fine. It doesn't bother me. I don't know why he made it so big. I think he's under the impression that double attack kills me. Unfortunately, it doesn't. And I don't know if maybe he's thinking about that now. Oh man, this man. This smoker though is still good. I contemplate playing it. Because it's strong. Like in these situations, it's stupid strong. I let it go. Cool. No trigger. Now he realized it doesn't do what he thought it did. Because I have the guard to clear all this. I am also going to kill that smoker. I'm either killing the smoker or the Barcelona, or I'm killing both. So I'm really glad I got through this game, because I'm super curious how this goes. All right, he's gonna go all in. That's fine. We have the guard for it. No block. That and this one. Cool. All right. Now he could attempt to swing with the Barcelona. You know. But there's no reason for him. Those can't swing. He has no more Dawn. There we go, past turn. Okay. So we're at 8 Dawn. I don't need to boost this, per se. You know what? Let's do this. Let's see. This is 11. Because the thing is, I kind of want to drop both of the Borsallinos. But, you know what? I think dropping both of the Borsallinos is correct. After we... Yeah. So we're going to go... 10 into here. He's gonna block it with the Borsellino. And then when we swing with Z, we're gonna kill the Kobe. The Kobe's the only thing that could also be an additional attack. Because even if he blocks it with the Borsellino, he now has to drop 5k. Or he just blocks it with the Borsellino. He either has to do a 4k guard here, which is 2 cards in his hand, or he lets the Borsellino die. Alright, so he just let it go. So we almost messed that up. Deploy. Swing here, use the effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, kill the Kobe. Now he has to drop a 2k. He's probably just gonna take the life, to be fair. Or block with Borsellino, use a 1k. But we still have 6k guard, we have 2 blockers. To go, and he only has 2 attackers, and he can't KO these. So even if I didn't want to use my hand at all, I block both attacks. So that's a good thing here. The cool thing is though is that like green and blue can still kind of deal with black in that aspect because they don't pop cards or KO cards. They rest or bounce, and then that's another way you deal with black for these black cards that are immune to destruction. Let's see. Another thing that we, let me see, because like, I think we may have just won that game. We may have. You lower my Borsellino by 1. He kills Garb. Does he not read this card? This doesn't deal with this. If this dealt with this, I would have done that forever ago. Yeah, deal with the Garp. That's fine. That's a-okay. He doesn't read his own cards. To be fair though, this wasn't the answer either. So let's see. He wasted a card, 3 Dawn, to kill Garp. Love it. Technically 4 Dawn. He had to give it to his leader, but that makes his leader 6k. It's not really a waste. Let's see. What do we do here? He's contemplating what he did. Like, he knows he messed up here. Oh, man. Poor little Kobe. Always trying to catch up to Luffy. Always one step behind. Man. Let's see. Yeah, I still have my 6k. I still have 6k guard. I don't think he breaks through me. I think the fact that like I want to keep it Garp. I want to keep it Garp in case like I have very strong control of this board. And also he can't just sing 5s at me. He has to go 6s. So let's see, what's this? He has 6 Dawn left. What he can't even play Zakazuki because Zakazuki doesn't fix this board. He can't Zakazuki. I guess he can play another Smoker. That's one way, but that doesn't fix the situation that he's in, because I'm probably just gonna kill him. He only has 4 cards in hand. He'll get this one. Only has 1 blocker. I have the means. If he plays a 2-drop blocker, then Z will take care of it. Hopefully I don't have to Z again. There we go, and there's the win, because he knew he couldn't break my board anymore. Alrighty. Woo, that was a fun game. Enjoyed every bit of that. Alrighty, y'all. Well, let's see. We'll leave it at that. Let's get back over here. Load. Alrighty, y'all. Well, you know, those are the games that we got. I'm really happy with how the deck performs. There is a few weak points in the deck while you're playing, where like if the opponent takes advantage of those situations, it's kind of hard to come back. The deck is very reliant on this Kuzan, unfortunately. But it's kind of like how green was in set 1 with Kid, where it's very, like, the green deck was very reliant on 8-drop Kid. But this is kind of like a similar concept, but I think it's not as linear as set 1 green was. I may switch this to Thunder Bagua, because as you saw, our Dawn was getting kind of small. And we're at 4 life, so reaching that 2 life threshold where you generate a Dawn happens all the time. So we'll see how I feel about that later. These might be changed to Thunder Baguas. But yeah, I really like the deck. The deck does everything I need to. I feel very protected when I play the deck. And then as you saw, like, we have the Queen for consistency. This card could be something else. I don't know what I would make it yet, but it does do what it's put in the deck to do. So I'm really happy with that. And yeah, but that'll be it for today. I just want to say we're almost to 90 subscribers. I'm really happy. We're so close to triple digits, and I couldn't do it without you guys. And all I can say is please like, subscribe, and follow. It helps out. And then if you have any opinions on what I can do to make the channel better, because I just want to be able to relay the knowledge and information I have and want to share with you guys. And if there's better ways, please let me know in the comments below. It's very much appreciated. And a couple of people like brought to my attention that they like the podcast style format, so I might do more videos of a couple of other players that I consider very knowledgeable and very familiar with the game and very good, and then us just kind of like shoot the shit about game knowledge, thoughts like that, and we might do a couple of videos like that. But until then, I just want to say thank you so much. Like, subscribe, and from here to there, have a great day, and see you guys next time. Goodbye.